There's a quiet moment that sneaks up on folks somewhere around 57, 58, 59. They open up that 401k statement, look at the number, and something shifts. The question changes. It ain't, do I have enough anymore? It becomes, why am I still working this hard? And do I actually need to? If you're between 57 and 62 and still planning to grind till 65, listen close. This video might just change that plan forever. Because there's one age that quietly changes all the rules. 59 and a half. Most folks grind straight past it to 65 like it's the law. Never knowing what they missed. Not because they can't afford to stop, because nobody ever explained the rules to them. Today, I'm going to show you why 59 and a half is the master key to your retirement accounts. How retirement income plays by completely different rules than a paycheck ever did. The hidden cost of working too long, in real tax dollars, and in your best remaining years. And a simple framework to figure out if you truly need to keep working at all. Stick around, because I'll hand you one question to ask yourself tonight. It's walked a whole lot of people into work with a brand new kind of confidence. Real math ahead, grab a pen, and do me a favor. Tap subscribe. I put out one of these every couple days for folks staring down retirement. All right, let's talk about the day your money finally unlocks. Here's the rule nobody explains. Not HR, not the plan brochure. Before 59 and a half, most withdrawals from your IRA or 401k get hit twice. Regular income tax plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty right off the top. Pull out 20 grand early, and 2,000 of it just evaporates. Gone. Sure, there's exceptions. Disability, big medical bills, the rule of 55 on some 401ks. But for most, touching it early is just too expensive. So they don't. For decades. Then you hit 59 and a half, and that 10% penalty vanishes. Gone. You still owe regular income tax on the traditional accounts, sure. But the toll gate's been lifted. And that changes what those accounts even are. For 30 years, your 401k was a locked box. Look, but don't touch. At 59 and a half, somebody finally hands you the key. They stop being locked boxes and start being tools you can use. And here's the part that matters more than the money itself. A whole lot more. It ain't about draining the accounts the day you turn 59 and a half. It's that you now decide how much comes out and when. That control is worth more than 5 years of paychecks. I truly believe that. Now, every withdrawal can be designed around taxes, not dictated by schedules. That shift alone can save 6 figures in lifetime taxes. But first, you gotta understand something about income itself. Paycheck income and retirement income are two completely different animals. And the difference between them is exactly where all the magic hides. Your paycheck is rigid. Same tax bite every 2 weeks, no questions asked. You don't get a say. It just happens to you. But retirement income is flexible. You're holding the wrench. Picture 3 faucets lined up over your kitchen sink. Faucet 1, tax-deferred, traditional IRAs and 401ks. Faucet 2, tax-free. That's your Roth money. Faucet 3, taxable. Your regular brokerage account and plain old savings. Each year, you decide how far to open each faucet. That mix decides how wet the IRS gets. You're holding the handles now. Open the wrong faucet, and you soak yourself in taxes. Open them smart, and you pull the same income for thousands less. Now here's the window almost nobody talks about. Look at the years between 59 and a half and 65. Before Medicare, maybe before Social Security. Those can be the lowest tax years of your entire retirement, if you stop or scale back work. Little income coming in means low tax brackets sitting there wide open. And low brackets are prime real estate for 2 moves. Move 1 is the partial Roth conversion. Move 2 is intentional withdrawals that fill up the cheap brackets on purpose. Do that for a handful of years. And future, you saves a small fortune. Which brings us to the deadline sitting at the other end of this window. Required minimum distributions, RMDs, 3 letters that run a lot of retirements. The day the IRS stops asking and starts telling you to take money out. Now, recent law changes made your planning window bigger. Under Secure Act 2.0, RMDs start at age 73, or 75 if you were born in 1960 or later. So if you're 60-ish today, you might have 10 to 15 years of pure runway. That's the stretch before the IRS starts forcing money out. That stretch right there, that's your tax design window, and it's pure gold. Every dollar you move out on your terms inside that window does double duty. It funds your life now and shrinks the pile the IRS gets to force out later, on their terms. Oversized RMDs do 3 ugly things. They shove you into higher tax brackets in your 70s and 80s. They crank up your Medicare premiums through income surcharges. And they strip away your flexibility right when you want life to be simple. Grind past 59 and a half without a plan, and you're volunteering for a bill. Hand in the IRS and Medicare thousands a year you never had to. At 75, when you're tired of paperwork, you worked too hard for that. So the sweet spot looks like this. No paycheck, penalty-free access, and no RMDs yet. That window opens at 59 and a half. Most sleep right through it. Now for the trap nobody warns the diligent folks about. The savers, the responsible ones. Most figure working longer always makes retirement safer. Right? Not always. Sometimes it quietly costs you. Work deep into your 60s, and you burn up your lowest tax years. Years you could have done cheap Roth conversions, spent in high brackets instead. Tap that like button if this is connecting dots. Moving on. Now here's the cost that never shows up on any spreadsheet. Every extra year you grind in your 60s is one less healthy year you get back. And you can't buy those back at any price. The energy at 61 ain't the energy at 75. That's just true. House projects, grandkid games, slow mornings, those belong to the early years. The younger years do the heavy living. So the real question ain't, can I squeeze out a few more dollars by staying? It's, what am I giving up in tax moves and healthy years by staying? Let me ask it the way a doctor might. If your doc looked you dead in the eye and said your 5 healthiest years start right now, what would you do with them? Spending them in meetings you can't stand? Let's vent. What corporate jargon word do you never want to hear again? Mine is synergy. Put yours in the comments. Or on the people and the work you actually love? Hold that thought. 2 big fears keep everybody stuck. Let's kill 'em. Fear 1. Health insurance before 65. Earl, I'd quit tomorrow, but I'm terrified of paying for coverage till Medicare. That fear is real, but it shrinks once you look at actual numbers. Retire in your early 60s and shop the marketplace, the ACA exchange. Benchmark premiums run around $1,000 a month per person, before subsidies. So a 62-year-old couple can see quotes near $2,000. Scary. But here's what that quote leaves out. Premiums are based on income, and when you stop working, income drops. Lower income means real subsidies. That $2,000 shrinks hard. You control your taxable income now, remember? The faucets? Keep income modest, and the marketplace math gets a lot friendlier. Health insurance ain't the reason you can't retire. It's just a line item. A big line item, sure, but a known one you can plan for. Budget it, subsidize it, bridge it. Folks do it every day. Fear 2. Do I actually have enough? Everybody wants one magic number. 1 million. 2 million. 25 times your expenses. The 4% rule is a start, but it's built conservative. Research shows retirees using it often ended with more than they started with. Here's the truth about enough. It ain't a number. It's clarity. When you know your spending, withdrawal order, and Social Security timing, you stop guessing. And once guessing stops, fear loses its grip. A couple with $1.5 million and a clear plan sleeps just fine. Better than a couple with 4 million and no plan at all. Clarity beats pile size every single time. And clarity is something you can build. This week, that shift turns 59.5 into something much bigger. The day you realize you might already be work optional. Not retired, not rich. Work optional. You choose. That's the prize. Let's build clarity right now. 7 quick steps. This checklist has changed more minds than any market rally. Step 1. Nail down your real spending number. Pull the last 12 months of bank and card statements. Split it into essentials and lifestyle. You can't answer, "Do I need to work?" till you know what life costs. Step 2. Map your money into 3 buckets. Cash for years 1 to 3. Conservative for 4 to 10. Growth for 10 plus. At 59.5, gather up those old scattered 401ks from every job. Pull them into one place you can see. One picture, one plan. Step 3, use that 59.5 to RMD window. Ask, if I slow down, what tax bracket do I land in? How much could I convert to Roth each year comfortably? Could withdrawals today shrink my RMDs and Medicare surcharges tomorrow? Step 4, decide your work style, not just your retirement date. Stopping don't mean going from full-time to 0 overnight. Part-time, consulting, a low-stress gig you enjoy, all fair game. Ask, if I stopped full-time today, how much do I need from savings? Run that, and a lot of folks get quiet. Then happy. With savings and a spouse's income, the gap is smaller than they feared. Step 5, clean up the debt before you make the leap. Cards and loans first, then decide about the mortgage. Step 6, coordinate Social Security instead of just stumbling into it. Every year you wait from 62 to full retirement age adds 5 to 6%. From full retirement age to 70, it's 8%. Real money for waiting. Step 7, design the life first. Where you'll live, what your days look like. Sitting there thinking, Earl, I'm 63. Did I miss the window? Not close. The window don't slam shut. It just narrows toward RMD age. Every year before 73 is still a year you can design. Already retired? Same homework. Check spending, buckets, and brackets. Still in your 50s? You got the map early. The best time to plan was 5 years ago. The second best is tonight. Let me leave you with Ray. Because Ray is half the folks watching this channel right now. Ray spent 40 years in sales. Good money, brutal pressure. Always one more year. 3 years running. Same line. One more year. Sound familiar? Tell me in the comments. What is the excuse your brain uses to keep you chained to your desk? Let's name the excuse so we can break it. At 59, Ray and Susan finally ran all the numbers. Spendin', buckets, the tax window, Social Security at 62 versus 70. And what they found stopped them cold. They didn't need Ray's salary. Modest withdrawals in low brackets, a few conversions, subsidized coverage. Susan kept working part-time, by choice. Ray walked out at 60. He'll tell anybody who listens, should have done it sooner. The energy difference between 59 and 62 was bigger than he expected. Those first free years? Ray calls them the richest of his life, not the money. So here's your one question tonight. If I stopped full-time work at 59.5 or 60, how much income would I need from savings to live the life I actually want? Not your neighbor's life, not the commercials, yours. If you don't know, that's your homework. Build the plan. Tonight. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe. And down in the comments, type freedom if you want more on unlocking 59.5. And tell me, what will you do with your alarm clock on day 1? Smashing it with a hammer is acceptable. You might be closer to work optional than you imagined. I'll see you in the next one.